Okay.
Okay, welcome everyone to El Zoominario. Today we have Quimi Vidaurre Montoya joining us for this talk. Quimi is originally from Rodriguez de Mendoza, Amazonas, Peru. He finished his master's in science in applied microbiology at the Sao Paulo State University in Rio Claro, Sao Paulo, Brazil. And he did his PhD in applied microbiology also at the Sao Paulo State University in Rio Claro, Sao Paulo, Brazil. He was a visiting PhD scholar at Emory University in the United States, and currently he's working on some things that are part of his PhD at the Laboratory of Fungal Ecology and Systematics in Sao Paulo State University, and he is looking for a postdoc position. So thank you very much, Quimi, for joining us. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Claudia, thank you so much. Is it okay? Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So thank you so much, Claudia. Thank you, and I have to say thank you for the invitation, and thank you to make the Zoominario possible. You know, I think it's a nice way to show for people around the world what are we doing in Latin America in terms of science. So I'm going to talk today about fungi and their relationship with insects, with fungus farming insects, to be more precise. So I would like to start this talk by introducing this. Oh, it's not working. Okay, I would like to start by introducing the concept of symbiosis, which is any kind of relationship between organisms of different species that are living together or closely together. So there are different kinds of symbiotic relationships. For example, the mutualism, which is the kind of symbiotic relationship that is positive for both the organisms that are living together. Commensalism, it is positive for one of them and it's kind of neutral for the other one. And then the parasitism, in which relationship there is an organism called a parasite that take advantage of the other organisms called a host. Symbiosis is really important because all organisms on our planet are living in some kind of relationship with other species, you know, and these relationships are making possible the miracle of life. Of course, farmers are kind of relationship in terms of a symbiotic relationship. And the most common example is the human farmers, which are cultivating plants for a long period of time. And this relationship, which is mutualism, makes possible to pass from this kind of life with a few amount of organisms, in terms of humans, to this huge population, you know. But some people could say, or could tell me, but Quimi, you said fungus farming insect. Is it possible? And I would say yes. And maybe you are thinking in this kind, this picture, or this picture is passing through your mind. And I will say sort of. It's kind of what's happening. In fact, there is a lot of insects in different families that are cultivating fungi, different kind of fungi, basically in the Ascomycota and the Basidiomycota phyla. But the most common examples are the termites, which are cultivating a fungus called the termitomyces, and ambrosibeetles, which are cultivating many groups of fungi called ambrosifungi, and the diatine ants. I will focus my presentation in the diatine ants because this is the system which I am working on the last 7 years or 8 years, maybe. So I have to say that the fungus farming ant system is a really beautiful system that has originated approximately 65 million years ago. And during this time, the ants have been introducing different kind of materials to feed their fungus partner. And in turn, of course, they're obtaining different kind of carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and all the nutrients that are good for the ants develop. But within this system, they're not living just the ants and the fungus, but an enormous diversity of microorganisms that are reaching the colonies within the plant material or the material collected by them. So it is normal to find other fungi or bacteria living inside of these colonies, which this specific structure is called fungus farming. Fungus gardening. And within this system, we can find different symbiotic relationship. But the relationship between the attine ants and the fungus partner is the main relationship, which is a mutualistic relationship. There are other microorganisms within the garden as actinium bacteria that are helping the ants to keep the balance of the system, and they are protecting the fungus garden. Of course, as in other systems, there are also organisms that are taking advantage in some cases of the mutualistic fungus, but the ants are using the bacteria to keep it like in balance. You know, this is the traditional symbiotic network that many researchers are studying, but we have to know that there are much more relationship. It's bigger. And of course, these complex symbiotic networks within the fungus gardens makes this system or the ants to be success through the evolution. And we can find, for example, this kind of nest, which is a huge nest where each one of these balls that you are seeing here keeps a lot of ants and of course the fungus garden. And it has thousands of ants living together. And it allows as well the ants to conquer almost all the continent, the American continent. This fact is a bit bad for some humans, I mean for humans, because some groups of fungi like the Atta genera or genus are a really important crop pests, mainly for Brazil. And yeah, the next time if you see an ant like cutting the leaves and carrying the leaves, you have to think that they are not eating the leaf, but they are using it to cultivate a fungi that they were eat before, you know. And this is happening in all the other systems. Basically, yes, because they are using other materials to feed their fungus, and they are using the fungus as a food source. I got here this example in the stingle bees, which is a nice video published by Menasses et al. In 2015, where you can see the larvae of the stingle bees eating the fungus that is growing inside the camera. And this is nice. And basically, this is happening in the other systems. The larvae or the ants, in the case of the ants, are using the fungus to obtain the nutrients, you know, and develop themselves. So I don't know, maybe I run now. And this is basically what I have for today to you. I have to thank all of you for your presence. And I have to thank all the foundation I received from the FAPASP, my university, the last laboratory, and the team that are working with us. They are my friends that are working on our laboratory. Yeah. And now I have to talk about my country, a little bit about my country. And I will say that my country is, located in Latin America. I'm Peruvian, as I told you. And I was born in this, in this area, in the dot, red dot, in the Peruvian Amazon. So I think a word that can summarize my country is a diversity, because we have really beautiful places and important and interesting places in the Amazon. We have nice places like Machu Picchu in the mountains, and of course beautiful places in the coast. This is Lima, by the way. But today I'm not talking about that one, like that diversity, but I will talk about the food diversity. My country is delicious to eat. You know, there are a huge diversity in terms of food. And I have to remember you, if you want to Peru, and if you have the opportunity to go, for example, to the Amazon, don't forget to eat this one, which is cecina. It is nice and it's delicious. And if you go to the mountains, don't forget to eat pachamanca, which is a really nice dish, which with different kinds of potatoes and meat. This is hilarious because some people ask me in the USA if I know potato and if my country is or produce potato. My country produces a lot of potato, more than 3,000 species, or I'm sorry, varieties of potatoes. And if you go to the coast, Lima, for example, don't forget to eat ceviche. It is nice. And that's what I have for today, Claudia.
Thank you very much, Quimi. I'm going to stop the recording now.